definitely.
And away from the tender sidelines of the 9th East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition that opened in Kenya's port city of Mombasa on Thursday, KTN's business editor Abi Agina has been reviewing prospects of the tourism trade. And now joins us live from Mombasa with those updates. Abi, good morning. What more do you have for us?
Well, good morning, Michelle. Indeed, it is a bright morning here from Shanzu in Mombasa County. And of course, as you've rightly put it, the East Africa Petroleum Conference comes to a close today. And this particular conference has also come with its good side. That is, tourism has been doing pretty well with such conferences being hosted in the country. And Michelle, we'll be having a conversation with the managing director for Prideinn Group of Hotels, as he will be breaking down for us, just looking at how this conferencing has been playing into the tourism agenda. But Michelle, as we speak right now, I'm just about to be served a Swahili breakfast, and as you can see, the ladies are here, and they have really prepared some very sumptuous breakfast for us, and of course we'll be having it later after our conversation on matters to do with tourism. And Michelle, the very important issues that have been dominating matters to do with tourism in the country include how can Kenya diversify its products and become a force to reckon with. And Michelle, one of the other aspects around diversification has been how do we move from the traditional beach and safari and look at new opportunities such as conferencing. I'm now joined by the Managing Director for Prideinn Group of Hotels. And good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Ramadan Makbul.
Ramadan Kareem to you too.
And let's just start off with, you are hosting a very big conference right now, the East Africa Petroleum Conference. And we've seen Kenya becoming a destination where we are hosting such events. How does this impact on tourism?
I think, actually MICE tourism is one of the biggest factors for increasing the overall tourism within a destination, within a country. If you look at MICE tourism, that's everything to do with meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibitions. When you have meetings, you tend to go to a location which you would have otherwise never gone. When you actually go to that location, you realize how good the location is, you realize how beautiful the place is, and the next thing you come in as a leisure tourist. So meetings is something that has really that really grows an industry, that really gives a big impact to the entire tourism industry.
All right. And looking at Prideinn as one of the facilities in the coastal region, what is the future of conferencing now that we are seeing countries like South Africa, Rwanda are leading the way? Has Kenya lost the momentum when it comes to conferencing? Do we have capacity to scale up?
Oh, I think that for Kenya, we are just starting, and especially if you look at Mombasa. Mombasa is becoming the new hotspot for MICE and for conferences. The reason, because of the weather, because of the kind of infrastructure investments that are happening within Mombasa, because of the beach, because of the warm Indian Ocean waters. And generally, a lot of the times when we host conferences in Mombasa for the past 1 year at the Prideinn Paradise Beach Resort, the kind of output that we get and the kind of information that we get from our clients is that they have had a very successful conference. I'll give you an example, like last year when we had the Skull World Congress, and that was the 79th Skull World Congress. That Skull World Congress, the moment the entire Congress was through, we finished with the Congress, the people were just amazed at the kind of hospitality, the warmth, the kind of service, the kind of experience they received in Mombasa, right from the first dinner to the entire conference experience. And in fact, the president and some of the top senior members of the Skull Congress actually claimed that this has been one of the best congresses they've experienced so far. So I personally believe that as Mombasa, as Kenya, we are just starting off within the MICE business. And all I can tell to all the viewers is watch out, Mombasa is going to become the next hub for all the MICE and for all the congress and conference events within Africa.
All right. I like your optimism. And for us to grow the MICE, there's infrastructure, bed capacity. Looking at big conferences like World Economic Forum, countries, for them to host such events, you have to have very superb accommodation facilities. From government side of things, are you getting port in terms of infrastructure, incentives, be it taxation, be it raw materials? How do you unlock the potential? Because yes, Prideinn can host big conferences, but when that one big conference comes to Mombasa, will we have the ability to host it?
I think I would definitely say that both the national government and the county government are spot on when it comes to support. There is a lot of things they're doing, and especially with the infrastructure. In fact, especially with the infrastructure and investments. Today, if you look at Mombasa, there's huge infrastructure projects that are coming up. One of the best infrastructure projects that has really made Mombasa grow is the SGR, the Madaraka Express. Madaraka Express has been a huge blessing for Mombasa and for Nairobi. One, because it has created the accessibility. Recently, Madaraka Express was actually announced as one of the must-do journeys within Africa, which is a huge thing, because where else can you actually travel through a national park, be able to see some of the wildlife? In terms of infrastructure, but at the moment, one of the biggest challenges then becomes a chicken and the egg story, where I think for those developers or for those businessmen who want to develop products and services, because for a successful mice, for a destination to become successful in the mice arena and in the mice arena, investments need to happen in terms of the product experience. When I talk about product experience, the various product experiences that businessman or that leisure holiday maker wants to experience. But one of the biggest challenges is the cost of finance that we have within the country. Because we know the government has really worked on the infrastructure and investments. They've really worked on security. They've really worked on roads. They've worked on all the various arenas in terms of marketing and in terms of marketing. One of the key things that I would really request the government to work on is in the cost of finances, especially when it comes to building tourism experiences. And we must understand that tourism brings in a pull effect to all the various industries. Today, if tourism is doing well, every other industry is going to do well. But what is one thing that would restrict the entire tourism experience is the cost of finances.
And as we finish off, MD, looking at tourism, it's also a product that is very delicate when you consider issues to do with terrorism, when you consider the global dynamics that have sort of affected how we as a country manage such attacks. And from where you sit, how prepared are we, and how is the security situation right now, even as we conclude?
I think we have some fantastic security teams in place now. Kenya is very well prepared. In terms of security, we are very well